Why bats, Master Wayne?
Bats frighten me. This time my enemies shared my dread.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 Batman movies.
I've seen you go through similar phases in 2016 and 2012 and 2008 and 2005 and 1997 and 1995 and 1992 and 1989 and that weird one in 1966.
For this list, we'll be looking at the best of the Dark Knight solo efforts in feature film format. Since we're focusing on movies where the story is mostly about the Caped Crusader and the Bat family, crossover tales like Batman v Superman won't be getting a mention here. And beware of spoilers flying your way. Holy Bat movie list viewer, did we miss anything? Let us know your Bat thoughts by sounding off in the Batcave of comments below. Number 20, Batman Forever.
This new criminal's pattern of marking his crimes with puzzles has Gothamites calling him the Riddler.
Apparently, you and Batman have a common enemy.
When Warner Brothers wanted a more family-friendly Caped Crusader tale, director Joel Schumacher and new Batman Val Kilmer stepped into the Bat Signal light. The results of their team-up were unexpected, to say the least. The sets were more extravagant, the dialogue was campy, and the villains made three-course meals out of the scenery.
Hey, Two-Face! Show me how to punch a guy!
It's dirt simple, my boy. Ball up the fist, reach way back, and assert yourself.
That looks like fun! Let me try!
Despite the movie's flaws and some added elements to the Batsuit, there's still things to love about the final product. Kilmer nailed both the physicality and duality of the character well, and it's admittedly amusing to see him in the film's most over-the-top scenes. While Batman Forever wasn't exactly adored by fans at the time, it was a box office hit that's still fun to revisit today.
You see, I'm both Bruce Wayne and Batman. Not because I have to be. No. Because I choose to be.
Number 19, Batman Gotham Knight.
I think he's got the Scarecrow's fear toxin boiling inside his veins. Infected me with it.
Are you in pain?
I work through pain.
Released in 2008 as a tie-in feature with The Dark Knight, Batman Gotham Knight is a collection of short films that depict the rise of the Batman on the Gotham City streets. Each story focuses on a different villain or psychological challenge that the Dark Knight must overcome. Since it is pretty much canon to the Dark Knight trilogy, the shorts incorporate elements and characters from the live-action pictures.
Jonathan Crane, aka the Scarecrow. It has to be. He's been at large since that night in the Narrows.
What makes each segment shine is that the animation styles vary, while the legendary actor Kevin Conroy portrays Batman throughout. This collection was roundly praised as providing viewers with a fresh perspective of the Dark Knight. The visual and story risks that these shorts take help give the complete film a timeless feel.
But your pain is beyond my abilities. Perhaps yours as well. For your pain is leading you down a path you desire.
Number 18, Batman Return of the Caped Crusaders.
Come on, Robin. There's a bad moon on the rise. To the Batmobile!
After playing Batman in the 1960s, Adam West made a glorious return to the role for this animated feature. He was joined by Burt Ward and Julie Newmar, reprising their roles as Robin and Catwoman respectively. Their voices shine in a cast full of Batman's best rogues and recurring characters.
Batman, from the look of things, you're happy to see me.
You know I am, doll.
Listen, Batman, Catwoman's batnip worked, only very slowly.
All of them star in an absurd plot that takes the Caped Crusaders from the scene of a robbery to the vastness of space. The film is packed full of all the campy camaraderie that the original shows were known for. Its jazzy underscore, colorful action, and tongue-in-cheek humor also kept us thoroughly entertained. Holy return to form, Batman!
Up with your flippers, you unholy three, and hope that I leave enough of you to put behind prison bars.
Number 17, Batman Hush.
You're going after Ivy and I want in.
I have a code. Revenge isn't part of it.
This grim and thrilling drama shows that being close to the Dark Knight can have disastrous consequences. As Bruce pursues a romance with Catwoman and tries to rekindle a friendship with his friend Tommy Elliot, a mysterious bandaged villain named Hush commits horrible acts. Batman's forced to uncover the secret behind who this antagonist really is while avoiding a collection of his most dangerous supervillains. This compelling adventure features fantastic fight scenes and the Dark Knight nearly breaking his one rule.
Do not make me do this! Not over him! I won't let you throw your life away!
While readers may have seen this story in comics, the animated movie makes a few changes to surprise fans of the storyline. Although we'll stay quiet about the secrets, we'll definitely recommend that you see how the mystery unfolds.
The events of the past months reach as high as Superman and as low as the Joker. All were set into motion by Hush.
Number 16, Batman the Movie.
All right, enough pictures.
This press conference must be brief, ladies and gentlemen.
You're lucky the dynamic duo will talk to you at all.
While modern audiences might think Adam West's live-action version of Batman is off base for the brooding vigilante, his lighter narratives were reflective of the source material at the time. That's why it's so great to watch him in a campy 1966 movie where Batman and Robin are tasked with stopping an evil alliance of notorious villains. Along the way, they have to stop a dehydrating machine, avoid torpedoes from a penguin submarine, and dispose of a bomb.
Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
Thanks to the committed performances of the cast, the movie radiates with charm. Audiences are way too busy laughing at silly scenarios to worry about logic.
Hand me down the shark repellent bat spray.
If you're looking for a fun blast from Batman's past, grab your shark repellent and give this classic a chance. Number 15, Batman and Mr. Freeze, Sub-Zero.
A gift for you. I found it in the snow. Fragile beauty clinging to life in this frozen wasteland. Like you, Nora.
During this gripping story, Mr. Freeze leaves his isolated existence to save his wife Nora's life. He soon discovers that the only way to keep her alive is to put Batgirl through a potentially fatal organ transplant. While Mr. Freeze prepares for this dangerous surgery, Batman and Robin race to save their ally's life. The high stakes and the villain's sympathetic motivations kept viewers frozen in front of their screens during the narrative.
If this place starts to blow, get out of here.
I won't leave without you.
Go! We're running out of time!
Its unique art style also makes it stand out amongst the many, many Batman films out there. And the brilliant vocal performances also make every character feel real. This serious Mr. Freeze story will give you chills.
We're going to finish this!
You're insane! The whole place is gonna blow any minute! We gotta get out!
We're not leaving until you perform that operation!
Number 14, Son of Batman.
So Mother has made me your responsibility.
Something like that.
This isn't necessary. I do fine by myself.
So do I. But things have changed.
Batman's relatively normal life in Gotham is upended when League of Assassins member Talia reveals that they have a son together named Damian. As she pursues the sinister Deathstroke, Bruce must try to keep his only child from embracing a killer instinct. Despite the dark premise of the story, the Son of Batman has a lot of great humor.
Good reflexes.
What if I had missed?
It would have hurt.
It's awesome to see Bruce and Damian bounce off each other while learning how to work together. And since this movie is part of an extended universe, it does a great job at setting up the duo's relationship for future films. Their film is ultimately both a great foundation and standalone tale about an unlikely father and son.
Let's go home, Damian.
I'll drive.
No.
I know how.
No.
Number 13, Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker.
Joker's back in town.
Can't be. Oh no, your old eyes do not deceive you, Brucey.
Years after an elderly Bruce was forced to retire from being a hero in the field, the young and edgy Terry McGinnis stepped up as Batman. Their successful partnership is threatened when a thought-to-be-dead Joker makes a terrifying comeback. In order to figure out how the clown appeared in the future, Terry must look into the dark past of Bruce and his allies.
So how is it possible he could still be around after all this time?
It's not possible. He died years ago.
You're sure?
I was there.
The movie does a wonderful job at giving every main character their own arc and motivations. It also repeatedly reminds us of the heavy toll that a life of crime fighting can take. Packed with tremendous twists and haunting scenes, this story goes above and beyond to deliver a fantastic tale of two Batmen.
The real Batman never talked to you much, did he? That's probably why you were so fixated on him.
Don't play psychoanalyst with me, boy.
Oh, I don't need a degree to figure you out.
Number 12, Batman Year 1.
But I'd rather die than wait another hour. I've already waited 18 years.
While we typically picture Batman as a composed hero who's always at the top of his game, Batman Year 1 showed us a much more inexperienced Dark Knight. As Bruce struggles to become a feared vigilante, new GCPD Lieutenant Jim Gordon learns how corrupt Gotham truly is. The narrative provides great origin stories for both Batman and his eventual police partner. At the same time, we get incredible imagery and voice acting.
You've eaten well. You've eaten Gotham's wealth, its spirit, but your feast is nearly over. From this moment on, none of you are safe.
While the stellar Bryan Cranston plays the lieutenant, Ben McKenzie, who ironically played Gordon on Gotham, is Bruce. The duo's fantastic chemistry and fascinating histories made Batman's Year 1 look like an exhilarating time.
Somebody's threatened to poison the Gotham Reservoir. Calls himself the Joker. I've got a friend coming who might be able to help.
Number 11, Batman vs. Robin.
After all these months together, all I've taught you, you revert to the assassin your grandfather wanted you to be.
I could have done it easily, but I didn't. Out of respect for you.
Although Damian tried dealing out justice instead of vengeance, a new villain named Talon encourages the young sidekick to take a more brutal approach. Batman has to struggle to keep his son on the right path without falling into the clutches of the frightening Court of Owls. Not only does the movie deliver on Bruce and Damian's fight, but it also raises great moral questions.
Now is the time to step across that line. Become what you were born to be, or I promise you, I will find someone else.
It's just, I have to be sure.
It also makes sure that all the heroes and villains are three-dimensional characters that you can get invested in. And if all that wasn't great enough, Batman vs. Robin makes sure to sneak in clever nods to the rich Batman mythos. Even if Bruce and Damian didn't trade blows, this layered movie would still be superb.
You and the court try to take control of my city, and destroy my home. But worst of all, you messed with my kid. So this is gonna hurt, and I'm gonna enjoy it.
Number 10, Batman Under the Red Hood.
Hard to forget that night, huh? In a way, Batman, this was the site of your first great failure. Maybe your greatest.
If you ask any fan of the Dark Knight's animated movies, they'll name Batman Under the Red Hood as one of their favorites. The dark narrative kicks off with a huge bang when we see Jason Todd's Robin meet his demise at the Joker's hands. Sometime after Bruce's grim loss, his surrogate son returns as the violent vigilante Red Hood. The duo's opposing ideals of how to stop crime strain their already fractured relationship.
I'm doing what you won't. I'm taking them out.
Tell me what happened to you. Let me help. It's too late.
While the film does boast spectacular action scenes, its true strength lies with its emotional and complex conversations. Even its finale is more of a psychological thriller than a bombastic set piece. The movie's sharp dialogue and heartbreaking turns make Under the Red Hood a tragedy you can't look away from.
I'm not talking about killing Penguin or Scarecrow or Dent. I'm talking about him. Just him. And doing it because because he took me away from you.
Number 9, the Lego Batman movie.
You can't spend the rest of your life alone, dressed in black, listening to angry music and staying up all night.
Yes, I can, because I'm Batman.
After becoming a breakout star in the Lego movie, this version of Batman got to star in his own solo picture. No one was expecting this plastic facsimile of the Caped Crusader to capture the dark aspects of the character while still remaining true to the Lego universe's happier tone. The relationships that Batman has with Robin, Barbara, and even the Joker of all people are all surprisingly touching in their own ways.
And if it wasn't for you, I never would have learned how connected I am with all these people. And you.
Outside of great character work, the movie's so packed with Easter eggs, references, and Batman movie gags that you'll need to watch it multiple times. It still blows us away that one of the funniest and best constructed stories about the Dark Knight rests on the heads of a few Lego characters.
That was incredible! I felt so jazzed!
I say jazz! I gotta give it to you, Batman. That was awesome.
Number 8, Batman: The Dark Knight Returns, Parts 1 and 2.
Sir?
Just remembering a promise, Alfred.
Which was?
Never again.
Although this movie adaptation is in 2 parts, we'll put them into one entry because they make up one fantastic story about an old and jaded Batman. When an out-of-practice Bruce puts on the cape again to fight new threats, the Joker's inspired to take more lives. The situation gets so out of hand that the president sends Superman to permanently retire the Bat.
This is between you and me.
We don't have to do this.
Sure we do.
Since their story is set in the Cold War era, there's lots of sharp and relevant political commentary underneath the superhero action. And speaking of exciting scenes, the fight between the Bat and Man of Steel is one of the best hero versus hero clashes in any medium. Batman himself couldn't have prepped a better comeback story.
I want you to remember that. I wanted to remind you to stay out of my way. In all the years to come, in your most private moments, I want you to remember the one man who beat you.
Number 7, The Batman.
Let's play a game, just me and you. Any of this mean anything to you?
While 2022's The Batman has great action sequences, it mainly focuses on the Dark Knight gathering information and solving puzzles to figure out why the Riddler's gone on a rampage. Although the slow burn mystery may not appeal to everyone, there's still plenty to love about this take on the Caped Crusader. Gotham has never felt more gritty and realistic than it does in The Batman. The city's full of fantastic characters, such as the complex and compelling Catwoman, and a truly unhinged Riddler.
Please do not lie. What is the price for your blind eye?
And standing triumphantly at the center is a commanding performance from Robert Pattinson as a raw Batman early in his career. He skillfully led a grim mystery that showcased why the Dark Knight is the world's greatest detective.
You're part of this too. How am I part of it? You'll see.
Number 6, The Dark Knight Rises.
And you can just strap up your leg and put your mask back on, but that doesn't make you what you were.
If this man is everything that you say he is, then the city needs me.
There was tons of hype for the conclusion of Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy. After Batman sacrifices his standing with the GCPD to save Gotham, Bane arrives to threaten the city. This imposing new villain manages to tear Bruce's life to shreds and successfully take Batman out of commission. In our hero's darkest hour, the audience is left wondering whether Gotham will fall or if anyone can rise to save it.
I fear dying in here while my city burns. There's no one there to save it.
Then make the climb.
While the movie has a few head-scratching twists that keep it from perfection, it still boasts an iconic performance from Tom Hardy as Bane. He was an excellent final boss during Christian Bale's farewell to his time as Batman. seeing the hero overcome impossible odds made for an inspiring end to an excellent trilogy.
So you came back to die with your city?
I came back to stop you.
Number 5. Batman: Mask of the Phantasm.
It's gotta be one or the other. I can't have it both ways. I can't put myself on the line as long as there's someone waiting for me to come home.
Released right between two big-budget live-action movies, Batman: Mask of the Phantasm is considered by many fans to be a better film than its contemporary cinema releases. The movie explores how Bruce became dedicated to his mission of being Gotham's protector. At the same time, it highlights his burning desire for a life outside of vigilante justice. Bruce must fight this internal battle while combating the new Phantasm villain. The narrative is full of awe-inspiring writing and stupendous vocal work.
I know I made a promise, but I didn't see this coming. I didn't count on being happy.
While Mark Hamill unsurprisingly kills it as the Joker, Kevin Conroy arguably gives the best Bruce Wayne performance of his career here. Their work helped Mask of the Phantasm become a top-tier interpretation of what it truly means to be Batman.
I always feared you would become that which you fought against. You walk the edge of that abyss every night. But you haven't fallen in, and I thank heaven for that.
Number 4. Batman Returns.
Wow. The Batman. Or is it just Batman?
Although this Batman story is set at Christmas, it's far from a jolly tale. After the Penguin emerges from the sewers of Gotham, its citizens begin to suffer. Batman's efforts to stop him are complicated by his love interest Catwoman's thirst for revenge. The relentlessly grim tone and unsettling imagery wasn't widely accepted at first. But over time, fans appreciated the creativity and heart this sequel contains. While you might see Penguin flying away on a convenient umbrella one moment, the next scene might advance a tragic love story.
Oh my god. Does this mean we have to start fighting?
Let's go outside.
The movie's slick balance of comedic and dramatic plots build up to a shocking and memorable ending. By the time Batman Returns concludes, you'll feel like you've unwrapped a great gift you didn't know you wanted.
I would love to live with you in your castle. Forever, just like in a fairy tale.
Number 3. Batman Begins.
There's a symbol that can be incorruptible. I can be everlasting.
What symbol?
Something elemental, something terrifying.
Nearly a decade after the franchise went underground, Batman Begins rekindled audience excitement for The Dark Knight. This narrative jumped around time to chronicle how Bale's Batman came to be. Its relatively grounded and realistic approach to vigilantism instantly set it apart from superhero stories that had come before. However, everyone stayed for the fantastic interpretations of franchise mainstays.
Faster, Wayne!
What is the point of all those push-ups if you can't even lift a bloody log?
Michael Caine's Alfred, Cillian Murphy's Scarecrow, and Liam Neeson's Ra's al Ghul all set new bars for how their characters should be portrayed. And Bale stood at the center as a strong contender for the best Dark Knight of all time. Batman Begins was a fresh start for the character that ultimately kicked off a new era of superhero films.
What the hell are you? I'm Batman.
Number 2. Batman.
I want you to do me a favor. I want you to tell all your friends about me.
What are you?
I'm Batman.
The 1989 Batman movie was a huge gamble. Not only did they cast a comedic actor named Michael Keaton as the hero, but they were also going to treat The Dark Knight seriously. Against all odds, this movie absolutely worked. Keaton was lauded for his portrayal of a conflicted and heroic Bruce Wayne. Audiences also couldn't get enough of Jack Nicholson's legendary turn as Joker.
Gotham City always brings a smile to my face.
And thanks to inspired production design, Gotham had a unique look that forever changed how we pictured the city. This movie became so beloved that fans went wild over reports Keaton would appear in a Flash movie decades after he last played the character. It's mind-blowing to think that a once risky project is now an iconic and influential film.
Excuse me. Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight?
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Batman and Robin.
What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age!
Could there be any doubt? 1997 saw a dramatic shift in the paradigm of Batman movies, and oh boy, we can't even joke about it. Our top Batman movie is definitely not this poorly scripted, terribly acted, awfully characterized, over-the-top toy commercial. The true number 1 is the one this list deserves and needs right now. Number 1, The Dark Knight.
You want order in Gotham. Batman must take off his mask and turn himself in. Oh, and every day he doesn't, people will die.
Largely considered to be one of the best thrillers of all time, The Dark Knight is the pinnacle of Batman movies. This crime drama pits Bale's Caped Crusader against Heath Ledger's Academy Award-winning Joker. Their story is excellently paced, brilliantly acted, and contains twists that not even the world's greatest detective could see coming. Although it could have leaned into CGI for its set pieces, a commitment to practical stunts made each action scene feel visceral. And we don't even know which incredibly quotable line to highlight first.
Well, you look nervous. Is it the scars? You want to know how I got them?
The engrossing tale was considered so significant that it was preserved in the Library of Congress. Generations from now, The Dark Knight will still be seen as one of the most important Batman films ever made.
He's a silent guardian, a watchful protector, a dark knight.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.